Ripple has received preliminary approval for Electronic Money Institution or EMI license in Luxembourg. The approval came from Luxembourg's financial regulator, the CSSF. And while this is still subject to final conditions, a green light at this stage means Ripple has already passed most of the regulatory scrutiny. An EMI license isn't a crypto label, it's a payments license. It allows companies to facilitate digital payments, handle electronic money, and operate inside the regulated financial system. That distinction is incredibly important because it tells us how Ripple is positioning itself. Luxembourg isn't just another European jurisdiction. It's one of Europe's most important financial centers, particularly for cross-border payments, institutional settlement, and international financial services. Most importantly, an EMI license there enables passporting. That means Ripple can legally offer regulated services across all 27 European member states under one unified framework. One license, one rulebook, continental reach. That's not an easy thing to achieve, and it's not available to unlicensed firms. There is a common misconception that regulation slows down crypto. In reality, regulation is what allows institutions to participate at scale. Banks and payment providers don't avoid crypto because they dislike technology. They avoid regulatory uncertainty, and the EU has chosen a different path, especially with frameworks like MiCA, by creating clarity instead of ambiguity. Ripple is aligning itself inside that system, not trying to root around it, and that's a deliberate strategic choice. The Luxembourg approval doesn't stand alone. Just days earlier, Ripple secured an EMI license and crypto asset registration from the UK's Financial Conduct Authority. The FCA is one of the toughest regulators in the world with a high rejection rate for crypto applicants. Taken together, the UK and Luxembourg approvals show a coordinated strategy. Anchor in key financial hubs, align with EU-wide standards like MiCA, and integrate Ripple's payment business into Europe's regulated financial infrastructure. This is a long-term positioning, not short-term marketing. Now let's talk about XRP without talking about the price. Earlier UK licensing quietly enabled XRP to be used in regulated payment flows, not just traded on exchanges. The Luxembourg EMI license opens the door for that model to extend across the EU's single market. That matters because institutions care about legal usability, not speculation and not narratives. XRP's role is functional. It's about settlement efficiency, liquidity, and interoperability inside compliance systems. Whether demand materializes depends on real usage, but regulatory access is a prerequisite. Ripple now holds over 75 regulatory licenses globally, spanning the US, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Very few crypto firms have achieved that level of regulatory integration. This doesn't guarantee outcomes, but it does narrow the field, and in an environment where compliance increasingly determines who gets to operate at scale, that matters. This is why I continue to frame XRP as an infrastructure asset, not a trading story. Infrastructure isn't built overnight, but once it's in place, it's hard to displace. Europe is laying the regulatory foundation. Ripple's embedding itself inside of it, and XRP sits within those rails. That's the long view.